Hey, friends, I just want to give a shout out and encourage you to let you know we're praying for you and lifting you up as you navigate this incredible storm. We talk a lot about Buffalo culture in C12, and we got this culture code of we charge into the storm. Most people, that's figurative. For you, it's been literal. We talk about having a herd mentality. We talk about being together. We talk about always moving. We talk about protecting the herd. And I just want to encourage you that, well, this is an incredibly difficult time. This is also where who we are and whose we are most shines. As we all navigated the pandemic a few years ago, well, that was a dark time and cost us all in so many different ways. It was also a time where, for many of the world watching, it was a high water mark of ministry fruitfulness. It was a time where many employees most saw what's the actual hope and security that their owners find their identity in. We had members who had their highest rates of salvations and of ministry fruitfulness in that time. Why? Because it's one thing to say, I trust Jesus and I'm blessed, hashtag blessed, when everything's going great. It's totally different when you actually get to experience and demonstrate the peace that surpasses understanding when things are not great, when circumstances are not the source of our happiness, but our identity in Christ is. And we get to demonstrate caring for one another, pressing in and being present. I had a mentor who used to always tell me, you can fake caring, but you can't fake being there and showing up and being in the midst for one another, lifting up team members, coming alongside other C12 peers. I hope that this actually becomes a high watermark for the beauty of the church at large, of which we are extensions of in the businesses we lead and in our leadership across Western North Carolina. I pray that the way you get to support each other and receive support embodies what Paul wrote to the Colossians. He said, I pray that your hearts be knitted together with other believers in other cities. He was saying part of what would be unique about us is being united in a greater purpose, is that we care more than just a, hey, that's my neighbor, so I care what happens. No, that's my brother, that's my sister. We're knitted together. And what happens at that construction company and that accounting firm and that hospital and that manufacturing plant matters to me, matters to God. And so I just want to encourage you that sometimes Buffalo culture is as much about how you weather the storm after the storm than it is just about the short blitz of the night of terror. So I realize this storm will be protracted. This is going to be this is a marathon, not a sprint. But I pray it is full of God stories. I pray that you would lift each other up and help share what are ways we can all support nationally. We're, as a company, we've always had a employee matching fund program where we encourage our employees to invest in ministries locally or nationally, and then we'll match them on that. And we just rallied everyone together and said, by the way, if this year, if you want to make all your giving towards recovery projects in the Carolinas, we'll happily match on that. We'll be giving to that directly as well. So again, let's live out this business as a ministry thing, where we get to demonstrate whose we are and who we are in the wake of a storm by how we support each other, the way we see people, the way we press in, and see how God shows up and shows off as we do business as a ministry, sometimes recovering, salvaging great businesses, doing it in a way that always demonstrates the greater purpose of who we are. And just know you are being lifted up, cheered on by thousands you may never know or see. But I pray that our God would give you the strength, give you the hope, renew you. I was thinking as I was praying for you this morning, the classic passage where Jeremiah says, great is thy faithfulness, your mercies are new every morning. Well, the implication of needing mercy every morning is that every morning I don't have enough. I don't have what I need to get through the day. That's why I need mercy. I need a God to give manna, and he delights in it. So we have a God who says, yeah, you don't have what you need tomorrow. I'll give you what you have for today. And tomorrow you can trust me to be enough for that day. Buck Jacobs loved to quote a famous missionary to China, Hudson Taylor, who used to say, I will always have all I need to do all that God requires. And Buck would modify that and say, we come to realize that God rarely gives you more than that. So he always gives you just enough to do all that God's called you to do, when he's called you to do it, how he's called you to do it. Very little before and very little more than that. And so I pray you get to experience the idea of manna, of God meeting you with new mercies, the mercy you'll need daily, supernaturally, collectively, by his power and to his glory. Press on.